Welcome learners. I am Dr. Ali Asgar, Assistant Professor, Staff Training and Research Institute of Distance Education, Indira Gandhi National Open University. I am here today with a lecture on the topic of radio and emerging trends. This lecture is related to course Educational and Communication Technologies, which code is MDE 518. Let's go to the topic. We all know that education is the field where education technologies are playing its role very dominantly and very massively. With the changing time and societal needs, all these things are being extensively addressed by the technology in the various forms. So let us first discuss what is the role of media and technology in education. We all know that we have broadly two kind of technologies with us. First is traditional media and technology, which is in the form of print, television and radio, and the second media which is nowadays very popular, that is new media, which is basically internet based media, which is laden with plenty of online digital resources and contents, different kind of social media. All these media can be taken or considered under the category of new media. As far as education is concerned, all these educational media, when playing or used for the educational purposes, we can call them educational media, which include both traditional media as well as new media. The question is that what is the educational technology? Second question is that what is the educational technology? Educational technologies are those technologies which are utilized in teaching and learning processes, and those technologies can be computer system, personal computer, microphone, mobile devices, transistors, interactive whiteboard, etc. Now coming to the specific topic which is related to radio and emerging trends. We all know that radio has been playing very important and vital role in the field of communication since its origin. Basically, it was the 1930s when we can see the use of radio in education processes. Radio amalgamates sounds and it has got immense potentiality. It plays vital role in education transactions, especially in ODL. We will come with the examples in the later part of the lecture, where we shall be discussing more about how the radio has played its role very extensively in the field of open and distance learning. And most importantly, we should also note that in India or in any part of the world, we can say education system are divided into two parts. One is the formal education and another is the informal education. In formal education, different kinds of exclusive educational courses and programs are offered through radio in various formats. And in the formal education, it may be interactive radio counseling, it may be some sort of talk show, some sort of interview of prominent speakers, etc. on a specific academic topic. Similarly, in informal education system as well, radio is playing very important role. Like we can have a different kind of talks, interview with prominent speakers, social scientists, NGO workers, political leaders, economic experts, etc., who can share their views through radio with large section of people which may be interested in knowing more about social and economic issues. These are some sort of informal education where radio is playing its role. Actually, whatever transaction or teaching learning processes which we try to undertake through the radio, actually radio plays a mediator and try to turn the lectures into the reality through the means of description, narration, dramatization and so on, with the help of original voice and natural sounds. This is some sort of potentiality of radio which is exploited or utilized for the teaching learning purposes. Now, I think it is also good to have some sort of background how radio got promoted and developed in India. What was the evolution phase of the radio in India? We all know that we might be knowing that radio actually transmission of radio broadcast started firstly by the private players or private radio operators in city of Mumbai and Kolkata, and it was around in 1923 when private transmitters was set up. Then these private broadcasters started the radio programs on different themes which was related to public interest. Then Indian Broadcasting Company was set up in 1927, and later on All India Radio was set up in 1936, and objective of the setting of All India Radio was to inform, educate and entertain people. And from that point, from the start of its existence till the 1947, it has a phenomenal growth. Radio has a phenomenal growth in India, and then ultimately in 1997 Prasar Bharati was set up, and Doordarshan and All India Radio was brought under the control of the Prasar Bharati. It is time, or I think it is better to discuss IGNOU experiences in terms of utilization of radio for the educational purposes. All India Radio Mumbai and Hyderabad started the radio broadcast in 1992, and it was broadcasted through AIR Shillong. And who were the target groups of that broadcast in 1992? Target groups were open and conventional university students. Then interactive radio counseling started in May 1998 as an experimental program for 1 year, and that was broadcasted from the Bhopal, All India Radio Bhopal. Then came in March 1999 when IRC interactive radio counseling extended to 8 other AIR stations, that was Patna, Lucknow, Jaipur, Rohtak, Shimla, Jammu, Delhi and Jalandhar. And then IGNOU came up with a setting of and dedicated radio station that was called Gyanvani. Gyanvani was conceived in 2001 as a network of educational FM radio channel operating from various Indian cities. It was set up and it was operated from various Indian cities for the educational purposes. And what was the objectives of Gyanvani? Gyanvani objective was to enhance and supplement the teaching learning process, and each Gyanvani station had a range of about 60 kilometers. Gyanvani serves as an ideal medium for niche audience addressing the local educational, developmental and socio-cultural requirements of the people. And it is the Gyanvani which also broadcasts interactive radio counseling sessions for the learners of IGNOU, and it is the facility which enables students to interact with the faculty, academic counselors and student support staff. And IRC programs are live phone-in programs which are very much popular part of the Gyanvani broadcasts. IRC sessions are scheduled every day with the participations of 21 schools of studies of the Indira Gandhi National University. Apart from STRIDE, RSD and other divisions of IGNOU also utilize the Gyanvani stations for the academic and support services purposes. Apart from interactive radio counseling sessions offered by Gyanvani radio stations, IGNOU also offers an internet audio counseling services through its channel Gyandhara. On Gyandhara, students can listen to the live discussions by the teachers and experts on the topic of the day-to-day and interact with them through telephone, email and also chat mode. The Gyan Darshan streaming is available for the internet users anywhere in the world. Dear learners, this was the radio broadcast through Gyanvani which we were discussing, and we are also trying to discuss how Indira Gandhi National Open University is utilizing radio services for the educational purposes through Gyanvani and Gyandhara. Now we shall be moving to another important aspects of radio which is playing very important role not only in the social sector but in the educational sector as well, and that is called community radio. But first of all, we should know what are the objectives of the community radio. Community radio objectives are to serve community by involving members of the community. We all know that across the India, various community radio stations have been set up, and these channels are being run through the cooperative societies, different NGOs, by involving local community and local groups. But most importantly, it is also to note that community radio is not used for the social purposes or discussing other local areas, but is also being used for the educational purposes as well. We all know that educational institutions across the India introduce the community radio in school and colleges. Those schools and colleges are using these community radios for the educational purposes. For example, Jamia Millia Islamia in India, New Delhi, having its own community radio. Similarly, Indian Institute of Mass Communication has community radio station which is utilized by the students with the cooperation and involvement of local community and local groups for the social and educational purposes. Apart from that, different kind of social organizations, NGOs are coming forward to broadcast educational programs through the community radio. Moreover, this kind of radio shall help students to receive their classroom teachings which they may forget. The impact of community radio is massive and its impact felt on every section of the society. It shall help the students to improve their public speaking skills. You know that community radio set up by some educational institutions in India are being run by the students itself. Therefore, we can say community radio is very much capable of have a potential of offering some sort of expertise and experience to the learners to get involved in the broadcasting and contribute for the educational purposes. That will help them improve their presentation and speaking skills. Now coming next, we shall be discussing about strength of radio and audio what we receive. First of all, radio strength, it is very less expensive in terms of production and utilization both. When you are trying to produce a radio program, cost involved is very low in comparison to producing a video program. As far as utilization is concerned, that is also very cost effective. What we need, just a transmitter or radio set to listen to our favorite program. It may be educational or for the entertainment purposes. Cheap, medium and low maintenance. This is another strength of the radio. And most importantly, radio works on a simple technology. No complex technology is involved in the radio transmission. Very simple technology is utilized for the broadcasting of radio program or setting of radio stations. In the absence of power supply, suppose there is a power cut, we cannot operate TV or any big devices, but it is radio which can be operated even there is a power cut with the help of battery. Radio is easily accessible among the large section of the people living in remote, rural and tribal areas. We know India has diverse groups, different kinds of people living in different parts of the terrain, geographical locations. So, it is a radio which can reach to them very easily, and people have also access to radio due to its easy accessibility. Economical for weaker sections. We know we have a large number of people who are living in below poverty line. So radio is a device which is very much accessible for the weaker sections as well, due to its low cost and good accessibility. It also plays some sort of maintaining equity among the people, among the society, because we know that even illiterate people who doesn't know anything, who is not able to write or read, he or she can easily access the radio and get benefit from it. Mobility. It is a mobile device. Radio is a mobile device. Anywhere, anytime, you can have access to radio, and we can listen to your educational favorite programs or entertainment. You can listen to songs, or you can be part of any talk show which are available on radio channels. Moreover, we have diverse kind of learners. Some learners may be of problem related to their eyes, they are visually impaired, they may be. So in that sense, radio becomes very much helping tool to them to listen to the educational broadcast and get benefit from those. So far we have discussed about the traditional radio broadcasts which have been used for the educational purposes in general and especially in the case of Indira Gandhi National Open University. Now we shall be discussing about new trends which are evolving nowadays in the segment of radio broadcasts. First of the new trends which we shall be discussing is internet radio. Then we shall be discussing about the satellite radio, and then we shall be discussing about the digital radio. Now coming to the internet radio. Internet radio nowadays very much popular, which is also called web radio, net radio, streaming radio, and sometimes e-radio. Internet is very much essential for using this kind of radio, and streaming, live streaming, which is also called webcasting. Audio signals in this system of radio, audio signals are converted into digital form and then transmitted. First it is converted into digital form and then it is transmitted by the receiver. Receiver decodes those signals and then it is transmitted. This internet radio can be utilized for 24/7 broadcasts for various purposes, news, talk show, music, etc. and other educational programs can also be offered through the internet radio. One of the advantages of the internet radio is that it is not limited audio only. Web radio broadcasts can also be supplemented or complemented by texts, graphics, visuals and web links. This is some sort of advantage which are very much beneficial for the learners to give them some sort of supplementary or complementary things apart from the audio content. Moreover, interactivity of the internet radio is one of the very major quality of the internet radio. Like in the case of IGNOU Gyandhara webcasting, interactivity is available. So this is some sort of advantage for the internet radio where learners are able to interact with their mentors, their teachers and facilitators. Apart from that, it is a low cost affair. Internet radio is a low cost affair, very low cost involved. You require just personal computers, internet and a media player. That is enough to run internet radio. But it also has some sort of disadvantages, like suppose in our society some people may not be having internet connection. So will they able to use the internet radio? No. Another disadvantage associated with the internet radio is that piracy related issue. People may be involved in get involved in copying the materials available on the internet. So piracy threat of piracy always remains in the internet radio, and little censorship. A very, strict laws are not available to restrict or censor the internet radio in terms of content and other materials which are being broadcasted on that radio station, radio channel. Now coming to satellite radio. Satellite radio works on a satellite system which is an alternative for the transmission of radio program as against terrestrial broadcasts. Program is uplinked to satellite, then downlinked by relying radio station. What are the major components of satellite radio? We must be very much eager to know that they are first, that is satellite, which is a very major component which is required for the satellite radio. Then ground repeaters is the second component, and then radio, which we can also say a receiver. These are the three components which is key components for the setting on and operating of satellite radio. Advantages of satellite radio is that it covers a wide range of geographical areas as compared to terrestrial radio signals like AM and FM, and sound quality of the satellite radio is very much digital quality. Digital sound you will be able to get through satellite radio. No commercials. Signal contains title of program, song, expert's name. If a program is being transmitted on a satellite radio, learners or you shall be able to read the title of the program, you will be able to read the title of the experts who are speaking on a certain topic, and suppose you are listening a song, you will be able to read who is the singer of the song, who has written the song, and so on. This is some sort of advantages associated with the satellite radio, but there are certain disadvantages as well. First of all, you need some sort of radio spectrum license for operating the satellite radio. Then you have to pay high cost for the space-based satellite transmitters, and you have to pay some sort of subscription fee to subscribe the satellite radio. So this is some sort of disadvantages or associated with the satellite radio. Okay, learners, now coming to the third important trends in the radio segment, and that is digital radio. Digital radio operates on digital signals. How it is called and why it is called digital radio? Because the transmission and reception of sound in this digital radio processes into patterns of numbers or digits. Hence, it is called digital radio. In contrast to the traditional analog radios, processes sounds into patterns of electrical signals that resemble sound waves. But in this system, the receiver get the digital signals. Therefore, it is called digital radio. It does not require internet. Without internet, you will be able to listen, you will be able to upload the digital radio, and very easier to tune in stations, because in digital radio we shall be able to see a menu of different kind of radio stations. You can easily go and choose by names whatever radio stations you want to operate and you want to listen. And most importantly, digital radio shall give you a better sound quality. Sound quality of digital radio is really very nice in comparison to other radios. After discussing the advantages of radio, now let us discuss about limitations of radio. The first limitation of radio is it is sound only medium. You cannot be able to watch or see the visuals as you see in the television. Therefore, it is called sound only medium. Second limitation is that no finer details or analysis of a topic. You won't be able to get some sort of very big explanation or finer details on any kind of topic or issues, whether it is educational or social or economical. You won't be able to get the finer details about those topics. This is one of the disadvantages. And the third, which you can consider as a limitation, is that radio is not suited for all kind of learning experiences. Suppose a specific topic requires some sort of visual presentation. Will you able to present those topic or those subject through radio? No. So, few subjects which are visual oriented cannot be taught via radio. This is the limitation. And if the learner is of hearing impaired, radio is of not use for them. And most importantly, most of the radios are only one way communication. Although at IGNOU and other educational institutions we have interactive radio counseling through radio, that is two-way communication, but mostly we can see that radio is one-way communication. So these were the limitations of the radio which I shared with all of you. Now, okay learners, now it is time to recap whatever we discussed today on the topic of radio and new trends. First of all, we discussed about media and technology in education, how media is playing its role in education, especially in the field of open and distance learning. Then we specifically discussed about radio and education, how radio media is playing very major role in conventional and distance education both. Then we discussed about evolution of radio in Indian context, how it came into existence and how it has started contributing in the field of education. Then we gave more focus on discussing about IGNOU experience, how IGNOU is using the radio and how potentiality of radio is being fully used by the IGNOU through Gyanvani and Gyandhara. We discussed about that. Then we also discussed about community radio, how community radio is set up, what are the limitations of the community radio, what are the advantages of community radio, especially in the field of education. Then we discussed about new trends emerging in radio and we discussed about internet radio, satellite radio and digital radio. And then we discussed about advantages and limitations of radio and audio. I hope this lecture shall be helpful to you. See you. Bye.